expenses of the family and a small stipend from a trust fund to keep them going. There was no sign of any job money. As she took over more responsibility, she saw that they stayed out later and later, and often separately, sometimes taking a few days off, so to speak, before returning. On her 15th birthday, December 30th, she faced the fact that something really bad was going to happen soon. She better be prepared. What would that involve, she considered. Someone might die or be permanently injured, and she would be sent to a foster home. She had learned at Christmas that the money came because the relatives wanted to see their back, as one put it in what seemed an annual Christmas letter. For the last 2 years, she had been investing a portion of the money they had into stocks that were doing well, most of them that a kid would have understood, such as McDonald's, Dollar Tree, and Apple. But she had also picked up a couple of oil patch stocks that had done well too. Sarah had gotten a Social Security number some years before, so moved the money into her name. She had about $60,000 now. Perhaps this was no big deal to some people, but as her friend Larry said, better than a stick in the eye. Charming, our Larry, she thought, but usually right, she chuckled. He was one of those boys she liked at a foot or more away. No closer, thank you. So she had $60,000 to work with. Her next asset was in the mirror. She looked good, about 18, and sleek, as an older man said about her. Sleek was an interesting word. She had built her look around that and found it did very well with older men and kept the younger ones at bay. Sarah had used one of these admiring older men to help her get a whole set of fake IDs so she could get a driver's license. Otherwise, how was she going to get around? She was in the suburbs, and her parents were more and more simply not there. She had started to scrape up a relationship with one of her 9th grade teachers who seemed good at handling men and staying in golf balls, as Larry said. She had asked him what that meant, and he said, "A lot of people have the clubs, but can't afford the balls," as he went into his teenage bathroom humor laugh. But it made sense after washing away that little piece of grime. Joan Barker was a remarkable-looking and moving woman. Sarah had just had her in English class, but that was a place where you talked about things, as Sarah thought of them. Sarah decided to write a rather intimate analysis of David Copperfield to see if she could connect more closely with Joan. It worked. Sarah had gotten an A, and Miss Barker had been intrigued. "You know a lot for a young girl, Sarah, and I mean more than sex, drugs, and rock and roll that most kids know about, but not much else." And her winsome smile broke out. Sarah thanked her. She said she wanted to get on with her life in a bigger way, separate from her family roots in Sudbury. Miss Barker was interested, she could tell. "What did you have in mind?" "I would like to go to Choate. It is in Connecticut, not so far away, but it appears to gravitate towards New York City, not Boston, like the schools here." Miss Barker took that in. "Quite right. I can see your point. To people from New York, everything around Boston is Boston, though we know better here. The thing is, I'm starting to get some older male attention, which I rather like, versus the awkward teenage boys, and I wondered how to handle that." Miss Barker realized that Sarah had played for this moment. Well, she played well, and deserved a little something. When you are as good-looking and frankly elegant as you are, even at your age, men will do a lot for you just to be around you. If they can show you off, all the better for you. Joan paused and then continued. "Don't resent it. Capitalize on it. In short, you don't have to come across as less attractive women do. A sleek woman can go anywhere except possibly to some Hollywood parties, where there is the rare abundance of attractive women. Use that." Sarah looked at Miss Barker and realized that was all she was going to get for now. But it was quite enough. She sat back and said some prosaic things.